What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Flannel Panel. We have a full house here. The podcast and Adam Shelton are already in the chat because we have a big topic. Next week is Whiskey Weekend Batch 4. And we have the man of the hour, the man of the last few hours, actually, the man of the last few days with some wild stuff going on. But we have Greeze here with us. So welcome, Greeze. And we're excited to have some fun chats about not just Whiskey Weekend Batch 4, but of the last few Whiskey Weekends.
I mean, I don't know how deep we can go. There's some there's some there's some questions. There's some things out there that
right out of the gate. Everybody drink.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, we could talk about previous whiskey weekends, but the video in Bob's room,
Oh my.
Legendary.
Is staying in the vault for now. But who did I tell? Oh, I told somebody the other day. I said, you know what? Depending on how Saturday night goes, I might put it up on the projector in the lounge, and like nobody can have it, but like everybody can at least watch it one time.
So here's a good first fact or fiction of the night. Fact or fiction, he had to go delete things off his phone to continue recording.
Fact.
All right, sweet.
That's fact. Yeah.
He deleted some pictures
of kids' photos, right?
That
That's dedication.
Grandma's birthday.
Yeah, it's fine. It's dedication.
I don't think I've never seen that played back. I've seen clips of it, but I don't know if I want to. That was a full 24 hours staying awake, driving 12 and a half hours to get there, staying up all day, and then just that mess of a Friday night. Or was it Thursday night? I can't even remember.
Thursday night. Yeah. That was Thursday night. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It's like every whiskey weekend has like one of those, right? Like that everybody's just gonna remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the problem with Whiskey Weekend at this point is none of it is past statute of limitations. So
right.
I feel like we're all at risk saying too much here.
I say that's not even an appropriate thing that happened at a whiskey weekend.
The least inappropriate?
Yeah, not the least, but all I can say is it doesn't hold a candle to the tour guide on the way to Buffalo Trace.
Oh, that was before me. That was before my
time. Tour guide, the one that was telling all the horrible dad jokes and offending everybody in the building or in the bus. It was.
Oh, dude, yeah, that guy was crazy. That guy was nuts. He also wanted to know where French oak came from.
Yeah.
Brazil.
You know what I mean? So
French Lick, Indiana.
We're gonna make some daggum memories, is what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a blast. This is the first time I've ever done we're like a week away, like pre-game is what I'd like to call it. Yeah.
So, second true or false? Do you feel lighter after having your appendix out?
Yeah, but I think it's because of the pain pills.
Ah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a floating sensation, but it's not lighter. It's higher than you recall the past couple days.
Yeah. Like I don't know what even is right now.
What even is? Oh, what even is right now? I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What even? Yeah.
So I feel lighter. So I think I'm still up here a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Dizzy? Not dizzy? I like Ian's. That was either Ian like, I don't like where this is going, or
I'm like, what's Will gonna say? Let's Will's watching this like a hawk. I have a feeling.
I know. Golly. What was funny was so for those of y'all that don't know out there, I had my appendix taken out. I mean, okay, so I guess I need to tell the story because there's so much of this thing that's hilarious that I haven't been able to type. Like, I'm at work, and it's like 9:30, just finished my coffee, and I'm like, oh, man, like, my stomach hurts. So I go to the restroom. Everything's fine. And then, but it's still just hurting all in my stomach. I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I go back and I get my work done that I needed to get done to pass off. And then I go to the clinic, and I get to the clinic and I just go into full body cold sweats, dizzy, falling a little bit. Like the nurse had to help me get up on the bed or whatever. And then they're just, I don't know if they're just used to people coming in there like faking something. Cause I feel like at first they thought I was like just being dramatic and faking something, just trying to get,
Oxy.
you know, probably some drugs and stuff.
Allegedly. Listen.
And so it was about 10 seconds after that where the nurse came in there and like I was describing the pains that I was having. Like she knew like immediately. She was like, nope, you feel off. Like it was just a switch. It was like all of a sudden they were just like super accommodating and like, we got to get you. Can your wife come and get you? Do you need to call an ambulance? I was like, my wife is closer to me than the ambulance, and so to be faster. So Lauren comes and gets me, takes me to the hospital. We walk into the ER. We are literally in the ER for maybe 15 seconds, and then we're wheeled back into triage right there, or the lobby. And then he goes through all the stuff. I shoot into a room immediately. Typically in triage, like they just throw you out back in the thing and like, all right, we'll call you when we're ready. I got a room. They come in, they order a CT scan. I'm like bolting to the CT scan now. Like all of this is happening in a matter of like 45 minutes. I'm insanely overstimulated. And anyway, and so what'd he say?
Said that Greeze was in so much pain he had to leave work and drove past the ER on the way to a walk-in clinic.
Well, because I didn't know it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
There's
Plus,
a hospital.
like,
I'd rather catch COVID in a walk-in clinic and then go back to the ER.
I mean, I thought about going to. So originally, I was going to go to that clinic just in case there was one right next to the hospital right there.
Yeah.
But it was like a 41-minute wait because I checked on it for walk-ins. I didn't have an appointment, so that's why I drove down there. So anyway, where was I?
CT scan.
Oh yeah, they rushed me to CT scan, pull the images, come in there, and one doctor was like, "We're waiting on the surgeon to take a look at it. He's in the session." I kind of took a quick glance at it, and I didn't see anything of concern or anything like that. And then the surgeon was like, "Yep, we got to operate right now." And he was like, "Yeah, I kind of looked at it again, and the surgeon and I agreed that this needs to come out today." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, sounds good." He goes, "So you're getting your appendix out," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then within 15 minutes, I'm in anesthesia, and then within 5 minutes of them giving me a cocktail in my arm, I'm putting a mask on, and then the next thing I realize is I'm like talking out of my mind post-op. So anyway,
I have a recording of that.
Yep, that was on Instagram stories.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is a recording of that.
No, so I'm pretty sure I'm officially famous, at least on the anesthesia wake up floor. Because
imagine.
It's like, where's my phone?
Gotta go live.
This is content.
Yeah.
This is
Often you get
content
to go
gold.
live from a hospital bed. Not often.
Oh man, yeah. That should be a show, but I don't know how healthy it is.
All right, man.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
no, that's not the crazy. That was when I was back in my room, but that was still pretty good. I looked at Lauren. I was like, Lauren, I'm so glad this didn't happen next week. Lauren, I can't lift 15 pounds. Oh, what am I gonna do? Just stuff like that. It's pretty funny. I'll have to send you videos. I could have done better. It's better in the moment, guys. Okay, like don't
It's
give me
fine.
to recreate it.
What's the
You had to be
over
there.
under on how many times the I can't lift 15 pounds joke is made. A whiskey weekend.
I know.
Oh.
It says he said like 6 weeks. He said 6 weeks of not lifting 15 pounds or
Y'all
more.
want to come help me? I can't lift 15 pounds.
He really said 1 week, and Greeze is just putting it on record right now that it was 6
At least
weeks.
three and a half, 6 weeks.
I can't.
No, he said
2 months.
6 weeks. I was like,
Are we
6
putting money
weeks.
down on the over and under on how many people get to see his appendix scar by the end of whiskey weekend?
All of them. All of them.
Oh no, I'm gonna have people sign my scars. They had to shave my. I'm not gonna.
Careful.
Yeah. So
That
just a
could have
bald
took 20, 30
batch,
minutes.
bald spot.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
I'm just saying.
thought you
I mean,
were
I don't know what kind of razor they use, but I really want one because that was great. That was super.
Manscaped.com/the podcast, isn't it? Right?
No, I
Yeah,
think
that's
this was a straight razor.
Ooh,
Gee,
risky.
Well, he
Right.
was, sir.
Right.
risky but nice.
You're getting
Yeah.
cut anyway. It's just
It's true.
Oh.
So my daughters were super.
Oh, shots fired from BS and Bourbon about your
Yeah.
flannel. Jesus.
Bob's not happy.
Grease looks like a poser wearing flannel.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Careful.
We're
Coming
going to
off.
see his scar live on YouTube.
Oh, it's a family show. Oh, there you go.
Suck it, James. What are you gonna say now, James?
Trump card.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, there's some great memories. Whiskey weekend. I'm excited about this one. There's gonna be there's gonna be a few things to remember. I mean, my mom's coming to. This is the first one my mom's coming to. My wife is coming an extra day this year, so she's gonna be there Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got some really cool guests and stuff happening, stuff going on. I mean,
Do you know that
We
Troy
got-
immediately Googled how long till you can drink after an appendectomy? Like probably 30 minutes after we found out.
Everybody should know that. That's kind of
oh
annoying.
yeah, what did it say?
It said 45 minutes.
No, what did it say?
No, I think it was just a couple days. I think.
Seriously?
Yeah, I was like, I thought it said 24 hours is what.
Yeah.
That's what was going on there.
If you're on antibiotics, then that's a hard no. But
Well, I was like, antibiotics and painkillers,
Yeah,
probably not
painkillers,
good to mix
painkillers.
with.
Oh yeah. No. I took a picture last night, but
What?
I sent a picture to Will last night of
Wow.
me drinking, and
yeah.
he was like, "Please tell me you're not." And I'm like, "I'm
Did
not."
you have the when you were going for the CT scan, did you give them a warning at the ER to go ahead and pre-check in Will for having a heart attack or a stroke just in case?
No, because I was too busy freaking out about. So they could, dude. You can't find veins on me. Like, I don't know what the deal is. Like they literally smacked this arm for like a minute, smacking this arm, and they can't find anything. They eventually go right here. Well, she went past it and backed up into it. I know. So then at the CT scan,
Sneaky
they
Jason.
pump you full of this dye so that it can be seen under the radar thing or whatever it is. Y'all, it looked like I had a purple golf ball on top of my hand because it was bruised and it was super puffy, and there's just like a little bruise now, like super, super small. But dude, it was wicked. And like Lauren saw it like 2 hours later, and it was still kind of like a dome. But it was, I thought I was going to die a couple different times. I was like, I said, it looked like my hand was going to explode. It looked like, that's what I kept looking down there, and I was like, this is how it is.
This is it.
Like,
You're going to put me in the CT scan and turn it on? My hand's going to explode.
yeah, my hand is going to blow off, and I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to be able to put a towel on it or anything because all I'm wearing is a gown.
Yep. No longer able to play saxophone or trombone. That's a bitch.
That's not where I was
Well,
going.
and I'm
with
just
it.
worried about the blood loss. I'm worried about the blood loss because, like I said, you can't find a daggum vein in me. Is that where? That's where you go. That's where you get blood, right?
I believe. Yes.
so.
Yeah.
I have the same problem, and maybe it's because we have modern medicine in the West, but I had the exact same problem. I had to go back and forth in the elbow. Well, the nurse couldn't find the vein, so she went out and brought back this scanner. It looks like Star Trek. It's called AccuVein, and they just showed it on your arm, and it showed the entire vein system like a map. And it was actually kind of funny because the nurse handed the AccuVein to Nat, so she was like holding it like a flashlight with like when you're kid, like when you're doing your fixing your truck.
Buddy,
So
be careful. We don't want to know where you shine that.
Yeah, so she's shining it on my arm, and the nurse is trying to get the IV in. It was quite funny. And it was just like when you're a kid, like when you're working with your kid, she's like, no, move it over here. Okay, now hold it right. No, move it. Okay, hold it right there. Don't move it.
Like Instagram filter that puts tattoos on you. That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway.
There was a cheap shot at the South there that happened, Jason. That was
You're welcome.
What are the odds Greeze kept that gown for Whiskey Weekend Batch 4? 50-50.
I'm guessing Greeze had his gown on backwards, so it opened in the front. You know what I mean?
Well, when the doctor approached me or whatever to help me put it on, because I was not in great shape, I went in it like he was going to put it on like a coat, and I didn't know I needed to go directly towards him, which felt real weird walking towards a guy putting on a hospital gown with open arms. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like I was like, hey,
I'll get out, man.
Yeah, let's do that. Now come around to my backside and tie it on.
I mean, how many times have you said that to Will over the years, though?
Yeah.
I mean, at least
couple.
here's the deal. Probably, I mean, May 5th every year for sure. I mean, that's when we first started, Cinco de Mayo, which, let me go ahead and tell you something. We haven't planned anything ever. So the fact that we, started this show on a holiday so that we could celebrate it every year with tequila instead of whiskey, that feels pretty trollish and perfectly planned, but it was not.
Brilliant. For sure.
Yeah, remember the date that way. Beauty.
It is. Yeah. Yeah, Cinco de Mayo, man.
Cool.
Well, we're glad you're healthy or getting healthy and you got looked after so we can have a fun weekend next week with you.
Right.
So that was good. There was definitely some prayers being sent your way. That
Yeah,
said,
because they said if it would have burst, I would have been there for like 3 to 4 weeks
well,
on like crazy antibiotics. Because like if that stuff gets into your blood, like
They have to like vacuum your insides, basically.
it's like it's an infection. Like it's like you're, septic or whatever it's called. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, sepsis.
Yeah, so it's like they gotta clean it all out. Exactly.
Yep. Open you up.
And I was like, holy crap! I was like, yeah. My boss was like, dude, like, good job, like listening to like your body tell you, like, hey, dude, something's wrong. Because like I felt like, like at first I just thought it was like just normal stuff.
Just a breakfast burrito coming back up.
Yeah, something like that. Although I hadn't had that yet, but I only had coffee. But I had a heck of a meal the night before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Open the coffee with Shake It Loose. Yeah.
Okay, so, Jason, our first memory together was you in the Beaumont parking lot coming up to me, and I had been meaning to ship you for literally like 6 months an Elmer T. Lee straight from the barrel, which is like just essentially Blanton straight from the barrel, but
allegedly. Yeah,
supposedly. Yeah. This is from like a shady neighbor.
And it's kind of a sore subject because I won.
That was 100% barrel proof Buffalo Trace.
No, it's because I actually won. I beat Troy to get it. It was our first. It was our first VBN, and you were doing a random roll.
Yeah, there were 2 of us.
It was me and Troy, and I won the roll. So I don't know if that was a good thing or bad, but it was funny. Yeah. So it'd been weeks or we'll just say weeks. And he kept
Dude, I
promising.
remember those old days, like, because like I only had one kid, right? Maybe I just had my second, and like I don't know. I just remember being able to stay up till 2 a.m. no problem.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
we were, I mean, some mornings we would be up till 3 a.m. That was crazy.
And that was your
Anyway.
time. Yeah.
That Whiskey Weekend Batch 1, Will was up to like 4:30 with Travis and.
Oh yeah, at Whiskey Weekend, yeah.
Dude, night one Whiskey Weekend. All I know is I went to bed like 30 minutes before an ambulance showed up, and about an hour and a half before I had to leave for the airport. So it started off,
Woof.
and that's all I was there for. I was there for like 12 hours. So
And the ambulance was not for like anybody that had too much to drink, by the way. Just want that.
It was
want
not
that to be
Whiskey
thrown out.
Weekend
Like people were just like, I
direct-
don't know, honey. I don't think we should go to this thing.
Ty, why don't you expand on that story? Because I'm not sure if everybody knows that Whiskey Weekend Batch 1, Night 1.
Yeah, so I mean, Whiskey Weekend Batch 1, we had been listening, Nate and I, which Nate's my cameraman. I don't think he's jumped on one of these yet. He needs to. He finally has internet at his house. Like, he has worse internet than Ohio. But he got that new Elon Musk stuff, so he has internet now. But yeah, so Nate is the cameraman for the show in Telluride. We reached out to Dixon, like, I mean, it was like 2 weeks before Whiskey Weekend Batch 1 with this crazy idea of like, hey, can we come crash this party? And Dixon, being the guy that he is like, yes, like, let's go. And so we came in the night before Whiskey Weekend started. And I very clearly remember sneaking past like the lobby area and seeing Jason and Nat like sitting in there. But at that point, like, nobody knew each other because that was the first time like all of us met. And so we just snuck by there, went to our rooms, whatever. And then the next night we hung out in the kitchen for like an hour before Whiskey Weekend was starting with Dixon and Nathan just randomly bringing us pours, hiding backstage in the kitchen till we popped out, did a little magic show, and then drank till 4 a.m. and then jumped on a plane to come back to Colorado to do 3 more shows in 2 days. So I think by Saturday night, I was still hungover from Thursday, but we made it.
Yeah. And if any of you watching don't know, that's not code for anything. Ty is actually a professional magician. Like that is, there's no trickiness.
By show.
Did a magic show. Like legitimate.
Yeah, and pro is an understatement.
Yeah.
Of all the people to say that, the guy that feeds me to the friggin' Girl Scouts every chance he gets.
Hey, dude, you got to keep people humble, right? you still tell people I didn't catch a shark.
Well, you did last year at Whiskey Weekend.
It's true.
No,
I
I
threw it to you, and then you caught it. And then you threw it away.
It's right here.
Don't hurt yourself.
Don't hurt yourself.
15 pounds.
Jesus,
Yeah,
Papa
yeah.
Stitch.
There it is.
So Ty threw this to me, and then I was just whatever, and this was like super glued right here.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't see anything, and then later on, he freaked me out in a joke, and so I threw this back up, and anyway, he ended up telling me to go get this thing. I pick it back up, and there's a card in it, and we know for a fact that nobody messed with that shark up there before that. So I was like, and people thought I was in on the joke too because of that.
Yeah.
Or not joke, in on the trick.
Who was that? That was It's Bourbon Night, wasn't it? That's who ended up being up there. I think so.
I don't know.
You know you've made it when you get to take part in one of his tricks.
I specifically asked not to be chosen. Specifically asked, whatever you do, please don't pick me.
It's true.
Oh, Corey, we need you to do a VO. Speaking of Whiskey Weekend,
Okay. Send it to me.
It's going to be
I'll
the
knock it
intro. It's going to be an intro video that I'm super stoked about.
You have until Friday at 5, at which part I depart the radio station, not to return until post Whiskey Weekend.
So you coming down early?
Yeah, we're gonna go to Lexington on Sunday, go see Casey, go eat, and then do Buffalo Trace and Makers on Monday, and then Old Foe and Luxro and Willet on Tuesday, and then Heaven Hill and Barstown Bourbon Company on Wednesday, and then party with y'all Wednesday night. Thursday, we've got our single barrel program guy with Jim Beam. And I think that's leads us right into Whiskey Weekend Thursday night, right?
Go.
Should be good.
Quite the lineup.
That's a hell of a week, Corey.
Yeah.
We're thinking about putting up a schedule of everything we got going on, just hang it in the room.
Do like to plan, so.
Dan, I would love to have a schedule for this weekend.
Wow, shots fired.
Yeah, well, we got Grease here. What time is Ty performing?
Yeah, when is Ty performing? And when is he
Ty?
going to have lunch?
No, that's the one thing I know at this point is we
When you're
got
performing.
that. Like we got that figured out.
Yeah, we got that.
I have no idea my other duties during the weekend because we're there to help and be part of everything.
I got you, Ty. No, you're gonna have a lot.
Yeah, I especially now because you're
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Anything over 15 pounds, you're on.
Yep.
Ty, I need my suitcase put up on my bed.
I just had this
Hey,
weird.
can you
Nate-
tie my
Nate will be
robe
there.
from the back?
Yeah,
for
can
me,
you tie my
please?
robe?
Nate will take me and put me in bed, take a bottle of whiskey, and be like, "All right, see you, Grace."
That was a good memory. Troy was there for that.
Oh
I have
man,
this-
yeah, no, that was good.
Yeah.
Actually, he didn't take it. I actually literally Troy and Nate got me to my room, and I was just like, "I love y'all. Thank y'all so much."
Oh, you don't
Here,
remember this at all.
You take this. You take this.
That's
what I
not how
thought
that
of it.
happened at all.
All right, what happened?
Troy, do you remember this a little better?
Yeah, you were already up in bed, and Nate grabbed Ian and I. He had a key to your room.
And he's like,
somehow.
"Look at this thing." It was the
And the
key.
three of us got on that elevator and rode up and broke into your room, woke you up, and I think you just gave us the whiskey to get us out.
What was that? That was batch 2.
That
Yes.
was. There's
Yeah.
a photo of this as well.
Okay, so this is after my really long rant.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was
Well-
Saturday
well
night.
after
It was
that. Yeah. This was the picture of you pointing, lying down.
Michelangelo?
Yeah, the
Oh
Michelangelo
yeah.
photo.
I've got a Michael. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Golly.
that was batch 2.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm in flannel and sweatpants.
That's fine. Like Mick Foley.
Really?
You're kind of a skinny version. You have more
I
teeth.
don't have a sock, but I need the sock.
Well, that would be funny.
All right, so spinning it back to Whiskey Weekend, let's go around the table, and what's been the ultimate highlight of your Whiskey Weekend experience? Like what was one of the standout memories, one or two that you got? Troy, why don't you go first?
Well, yeah, for me, it's definitely got to be when batch 2 was my first one. And that first Thursday night, I told Ian on the drive down, like, I'm just going to stay calm and try to control myself. And it was like 2 hours after being there. I'm on the front porch. We got one arm around Greeze, one around, what was his name? I don't know. The dude from, what's the distillery in Wisconsin or whatever? Joe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Joe Henry.
Yeah.
Oh,
He agrees with
yeah,
Joe Henry taking
yeah,
pictures.
Jay
and
Henry, his son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think that was shortly after I had made an impression on everybody in the parlor.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so the funny thing is we all thought. I mean, Troy, you were always quiet, but when you were not quiet, like it was like hilarious and awesome, and like I think we just had this different perception of like who you were in real person, like in real life, because like you were actually kind of quiet and off to the side for the most part until you got like riled up and a little bit drunker. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and so like finally, like, you know, we were all hanging out. You were standing around, but I guess you were just having like this internal, like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Why am I here? Blah, blah, blah. And just all this other stuff.
It was hilarious. I remember him coming out and he's like, "Those aren't my people." Oh,
That's what I
like,
was gonna
I'm
say.
going to
It's
stay out here with you
and also
guys.
made
Those
me
aren't my
sad.
people. Yeah.
Because he was almost like down, like somebody took the kickball away from him at recess. He comes
I
out,
went in
he's
and tried to.
slowing
He's
down.
like,
He's
I
like,
went in
Nobody
there and
talked
tried
to
to
me.
make friends, and none of
yeah, he
them-
goes in
none
and
of
he
them
comes
talked
back
to
and he
me.
just shrugs his shoulders and goes, "Guess they're not my people." And then we keep drinking. And then I am feeling generally bad. And then he drinks a little bit and he just perks up. He goes, "I'm going to go try again." And he goes back in the door. 10 minutes later, kicks it wide open. Well, looks like I made an impression. And that French lady's my new best friend.
Oh, that French. Oh my gosh, yeah. What a
Ashley,
turn of
Ashley.
events. You know what I mean?
That
Yeah.
was one of my highlights. Watching Troy do that was one of my highlights of Whiskey Weekend.
And then I had
Yeah.
that stupid T-shirt. I wore that T-shirt for 2 days with the Kool-Aid man on the front, just waiting because that was Thursday. But then Friday, everybody was too hungover and nobody wanted to get too rowdy on the porch the next night. So I wore it again Saturday.
That was Troy keeps showing me the T-shirt. He's got. I don't know when to break this out. I don't know when to break this out. I'm like, well, anytime will work. It's
Finally,
pretty
just
much
wore it
good
to
to
dinner.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because everybody concentrates on the highs of Whiskey Weekend, the amazing times, and there's many. But nobody ever talks about the lows in like 2 p.m. every day where everybody's walking
Oh.
around like zombies.
Or at Bernheim, right, Greeze?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, all I can remember from that is him just bolting out of the bathroom. Just don't go in there. I just killed it.
Yeah, it was bad.
Dude, the bus ride to Bernheim was like brutal.
To Bernheim or after Bernheim?
No,
But-
two.
There
Well,
was
no.
3
Okay.
bus rides that were terrible. To Bernheim to the restaurant to the
Yeah.
all of them.
And I'm
were
pretty
shit.
sure the Bernheim to the lunch was the longest ride of them all.
Which was across the parking lot. Right across.
And do you remember after lunch, he moved like 3 people out of their seat so he could lay down in the back. Everybody had to find new seats.
I think everybody fell asleep.
Dude, on the way up there, friggin' Perry, man, Perry was like still passing out drinks and like there was bottles being passed around. I'm like, you guys are savage. Like I can barely sit up straight and people
Well,
are
because they probably didn't go hard the night before.
I don't know of anyone who doesn't go hard night one, man.
I mean, some people just can just do it and chill.
But there was people almost falling off your porch last year.
Oh, that's when I
Yeah.
vacated the porch.
Yeah. Yeah, Corey was like, not on my watch.
Yeah, I was like, I can't be
Yes,
out here. I'm the
Somebody's going
smallest dude on this patio. I'm going over. So I'm out. Bye-bye. I will be inside. Thanks for playing.
Yeah, Michelle was right. That was the last official thing we did as humans before COVID.
Yeah, batch 2 hit. The only
Yeah.
thing we had to do from COVID was everybody had to sign a paper saying that they weren't in certain
Oh,
countries.
that's right. I forgot about that before the
Yeah.
distillery tour. Yeah.
Yep,
Luckily, Canada
before we
wasn't
did
one of them.
Bernheim, and then literally 2 days after Whiskey Weekend, like we're shut down.
Yeah, I
Crazy.
crossed the border and got sick as a dog. Probably
Patient
pretty
zero.
sure that's what it was. Yeah.
And now
yeah, I
Canada's
didn't know
locked
that.
out. Thanks, Ian.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're
Who's
not
to
locked down
say?
anymore. Yeah, I'm bringing it back, guys. I'm bringing it back.
Hell,
Yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely a batch 2 memory.
I want to
I
try
mean,
to get
there's a
some.
few batch 3 memories that I have, but my favorite one was my wife surprising me at a tasting. That was awesome.
That was cool.
Were you actually there, Corey, for that one?
Not at the tasting. I just remember it being
Oh,
a big
okay.
deal at the
Yeah.
dinner. Like that. It was like you were kind of shocked and you're all giddy. Like when you're like a junior in high school and the girl you want to ask to prom kind of comes around the corner. It was like that. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
look at Grease all Twitter pated. He's all making eyes and being sweet and being calm. Yeah, it was.
That,
I
that
kind
was
of have
Matt.
a big
That was
crush
Matt.
on her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it
I don't know
works.
if are you guys watching the chat? Will seems really uptight.
In the chat,
Yeah. He's making rules. No
He's-
porch
he's
picture.
making- New rule, no porch.
oh, I didn't go over the porch. It's fine. I met Nate on the porch, not Big
I
Nate,
mean-
other Nate. And
DP, who will not be fully named, might have peed over the porch.
I did not see that, which
There's
is
no
good.
way he can get that over the rail.
Yeah. Other Nate asked where I was from, and I told him
And
I was
there's
from
Troy.
Kansas, and he said I'm a farmer too. And I was like, "Listen, man, not everyone from Kansas is a farmer. Like that's." I drive a F-150, but I do not own a ranch. That's okay though. It was fun. It was a good time. We hit it off. There was beverages and apparently people peeing off the railing, and then I was like, "Well, someone's falling off this some bitch, so I'll go back in." It wasn't that night. I think it was the next night that the Wheeze had made an appearance, and I had a glass of whiskey in the hallway, and he's like, "What you drinking?" And then before I could answer it, he took it out of my hand, poured it out, and on the floor, and put Thomas H. Handy in it, and then took off like whoosh, just vanished into the wind.
Oh
Maybe
my
Andy.
gosh, that is the
Victor
most
Hoy.
Wheeze thing ever.
It's like, "What are you drinking?" And I couldn't even say. I mean, it could have been anything. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't. At that point, I was drinking, not tasting. He was like, "Boosh, new pour." And then gone, poosh, like the wind.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So he went into BS and Bourbon's suite, right, which was right next to our room. Like he went in there,
Oh, I'm aware. Mine was the
and,
next door down.
and apparently just took it by storm.
Yeah, it was good.
The Wheezes, there's a line like where you're like, man, Will's letting loose. I love this so much. And then there's this like tip over point of like, okay, like he might get in a fight.
It's
Like,
not
he might.
gradual. It's not gradual either. It's just like, oh, will, boom, wheeze. Yeah.
And you always like, if he's walking into a room with his head first and his shoulders just go like this, and he grabs the first thing he sees and goes like this, and then he comes down and he yells something profound in his mind, but it might just be a quote from a movie. That's Wheeze.
Game
I've
on.
seen that. Yeah, now you mentioned
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, no, that's how it happens. And like literally, like every time it happens, I just slap whoever's near me. I'm like, hush, the Wheeze is here. Because you just never know what he's going to say. Because if you put the Wheeze in an awkward situation, it's going to get even more awkward.
Nobody puts Wheeze in a corner.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No.
No, it's honestly, it's when I'm most proud of him. So literally, like if anybody messed with him, I'd
Wheeze died last year.
No.
I'll take that bet.
Yeah.
I'll take that bet.
We,
Will.
we got
Yeah.
the magician here. He'll
All
bring
right.
it back
So
to
what
life.
night do you think is going to be like? Uh-oh.
Thursday.
Thursday, maybe Saturday, but
I
probably
could see
Thursday.
I could see Saturday night coming to a head again.
I could see all three.
Well,
Friday
Just have
night.
as much fun
Friday
as
night
long as
is
I can.
typically the I love y'all, but it's like 1 a.m. I'm going to bed.
Yep.
yeah, it's
But
it's
like
the lull.
Thursday night and Saturday night, it's like 4 a.m. There's nothing else to do except to make this last as long as we possibly can because we don't want to go home tomorrow.
Was it
Yeah.
Wednesday night, the casino night last year?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm going to the casino again.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
Caesars over there. I plan on sauntering on over there about 8 o'clock. I'm only going to bring like $100, $200, and then
Mm-hmm.
see if
You
I
have like a rascal scooter, or you're able to walk, or what's up?
No, it's actually like 30 minutes away.
No, I meant with your current physical condition. Like you could get away with a little scoot in there,
Yeah.
which would be hilarious.
You could be scooting around the casino.
Whoa. Can I seriously get one of those?
You'd just be like, I just had surgery.
Yeah.
And they'll give you a motorized scooter to.
Oh, you honk the horn at people.
That'd be
Get out of the
great.
way.
Oh,
I mean,
this
they have
sounds-
them at Walmart. Why wouldn't they have one at a casino?
Listen.
Listen.
So Wednesday nights when the Wheeze shows up now, we've settled that because he'll be so
Wednesday night.
stressed out.
No. Will is not gonna let loose until after main event first night. That's my guess.
Could be.
Yeah.
When
I
he
can see
sees that everything hopefully goes smoothly and everybody's loving it, then he's just gonna be like, F it, let's go.
Yeah, I can see that.
I would say that was my biggest disappointment Wednesday night, not because of the casino, but this may sound cheesy, but I've always wanted to hang out with the guys at the Waffle House late night breakfast dinner. And we went to the casino. That's the whole reason. Because then I drove the
dude. Because every time I go to the Waffle House with one of you guys, you know, of our really close crew, like everybody's just like, dadgummit. Like, even when like Dustin and Conrad are together in a random Waffle House, I get upset. I'm like, because some of my greatest memories, even with Dustin, are freaking in a Waffle House. So freaking funny.
We don't even have a Waffle House out west, so.
Was there a Waffle House open?
Well, that was the thing. So we were at the end of the casino.
Yeah, this is what he's pissed off about.
Yeah,
And
they
I'm
like
pissed
rolled
too.
up the sidewalks in Louisville at like 7:45 last year.
Well, because of COVID, so we get there, and we had two Suburbans, and I was driving one, and then we saw the Waffle House sign. So I got on the phone and texted Will and Greeze, like, we got to go to Waffle House. Everybody's on board and excited. We pull up to the Waffle House. The lights are on. People are working. We get in the door.
I get out of the truck. I am loud as hell.
Everybody's rolling in, and the lady stops us at the door because they were only doing takeout orders due to COVID. So they wouldn't let us sit down. Everybody but Jake.
Didn't we say we could order and just eat outside or
Yeah,
something?
they
like
said
that?
we'll do takeout orders, but you can't come in.
Well, but then they, for some weird reason, they wouldn't give us a takeout order.
Yeah, well, they said they would only order or they would only do delivery orders. They wouldn't. It was dumb.
Crazy.
I think they just saw a bunch of drunk guys and they.
Man, there was some mess going on. We ended up loaded Friday night and trying to find food, and we ended up at was it White Castle somewhere down by the golf house? It's a
block
walk.
away. It's in the same block. Yeah.
But yeah, so they were running the drive-through, but we did not have a car, so we could not go through the drive-through, and the inside was closed. Right? I tried to walk through the drive-through, college style, and they were like, "Nope, can't do it." So one of their employees went out to smoke, and I was like, "Listen, man, like we need food." They're like, "I can't do that." I was like, "I'm going to not only pay for the food, I'm going to give you cash money, homie, for little tiny burgers. Like I will give you $50 to show up here with." And he was just like, "Sorry, can't do it." I'm like, "What world are we living in that you can't bribe a White Castle employee to bring you out a
Seriously?
bag of food?"
He wouldn't take 50 bones because he could have gone in there and just freaking done
Yeah, exactly.
his own discount and then just like, here you go, bro.
Here you go, brother. No problem. So, yep, denied. We ended up going back, getting my truck, and driving to a Walmart to buy like beef jerky and sandwich stuff.
Yeah. So this year is already going to be way better in that regard. Because like more of the
Everything
restaurants inside the hotel are open, which is nice, and then pretty much everything around it's open.
Oh yeah.
Especially on the
Hey,
weekends.
have you done any research onto what other groups are going to be in the Galt House this year? Because that was half the entertainment last year.
I have not, but I could absolutely get in touch with them tomorrow and ask. There is a game card con happening at the Expo Center like 2 miles away. So that's happening.
Is that like
Or
Dungeons and Dragons, or
Dragons?
what are we talking
Yeah,
about?
Pokemon.
Yeah.
that could
Yeah,
also be a lot of
Pokemon,
entertainment right there.
Magic.
Yeah.
I think baseball cards too. I think it's also
Oh,
sports
just
cards.
okay.
I
I've
think
got
it's
some
like a
cards.
bunch of just card games.
Yeah. So a sausage party a couple blocks away, and then what else?
Nice.
Hey, like half the people in this room qualify that. Corey.
Was there because there was a weightlifting convention?
There was a fitness competition,
Yeah.
and there was
There's
a
spray tan
soccer
competition.
basketball. Or was it
Yeah,
youth basketball?
AAU basketball tournament.
Yeah, but that was at the KFC Center.
There was some
But there
sort of
was
nursing
a whole bunch of
convention
people
too.
stay. Oh, the nurses
Oh
convention.
yeah, the
That was
nurses
other-
convention. Yeah,
They were nice
Oh
ladies.
yeah, that was their.
that was different than the gaming convention.
Well, that was their just one of our nights, like opening night. They were there, and then that was their last night.
Yeah, I tried to get Nate married night one. That's
Yep.
for sure. We worked hard, but
I will say this, that so we stayed in the tower opposite everyone else. We happened to stay in the wing with the fitness competitors. And I will tell you that was far worse than any, because the schedules don't line up. I walked in at 4:30 and I'm about ready to pass out. And all I hear is a bunch of bro dudes running down the hall and just, bro
Getting
duding
jacked.
up and slapping
Yeah.
them
Like,
in
are
the
they just
wall.
trying to get pumped up or whatever?
Yeah, they were
Man,
getting
well,
pumped.
you
They
can't
were grab asses.
free
So, they were
workout
like,
straight out of the tub and just be fine.
so and you can't just step out and tell them to shut up, because but I did going down in the elevator with a bunch of the fitness competitors as I'm walking to my room, and they all get in and I go, I'm obviously in the wrong place. And they all got a chuckle out of that, but that was funny.
I
Which
just
way to the
remember
gym?
I didn't get in the elevator with many of them except for one referee or something and I can't remember. Andrew Bolin was with me, and he was like, "How many days have you been dry or whatever?" It is.
Oh yeah, well, he'll fit in. He's a physical specimen, so
Yeah, he's pretty physical.
Several of us got on the elevator with them, and of course, we all have our little shoulder satchels full of booze, and it sounds like clinkle, 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 clinkle as we all get in the elevator. Yeah, it's fine.
I love our
fine.
bags this year. I'm excited about them. They are very much so like you show up and it's like, oh, not because of the bag presentation, but just of what you can bring to the party. And it's nice.
All right.
It's a little-
Intrigue. I
little
like it.
teaser for everyone watching.
you have never been this cryptic. You usually just get drunk and blurt
Yeah.
stuff out. I don't know if
Yeah,
I like
usually I know
sober.
Well,
everything
he's
that's
sober
gonna happen.
currently. Sober.
No,
I
Greece
mean, it's
secrets.
not. All right, well, so it's not a shoulder thing this year. It's a backpack, one.
Nice.
And then
If you give him
All
enough ribbing, maybe.
Will just
maybe.
said Grease won't be able to lift them, so he won't. Be able to-
Oh,
he's not wrong.
I have this funny image in my head of
Ty will be
Will
lifting them for
having
him.
an armful of all the luggage, dragging it through the hotel lobby, and Grease carrying a 12-pound purse behind him on a jazzy.
Or
That would be-
Lauren's coming in bringing a sign like this or whatever, and I'm just back there like
holding.
holding on to a couple of hats.
Riding in on the scooter.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Lauren. I'd like to carry your purse. It's more than 15 pounds.
Yep. Rascal Scooter, aviator shades. I like it. Make it so.
I mean, that's all I want to do,
I
Corey.
feel like that's a T-shirt too.
Mhm.
Oh, dude, have
Hat
y'all
on.
seen the new T-shirts that are coming?
No.
With the
Let's see 'em.
sunglasses.
Oh,
Oh, I think so.
We posted the graphic in Patreon a while back, but it's fun.
Are you actually drinking Grease, or is that water?
No, I'm
Oh.
drinking a little bit.
So Will's asking
Well-
Grease, are we riding up with Mama Grease for the?
We are riding up with ourselves in Mama Grease's truck.
No van?
I was like, don't you have a van?
No, we were getting a Uhaul trailer, like a 12
no.
foot long, 8 feet high, 6 feet wide, I think, something like that.
That'll be fun in the parking garage.
That
I have
checks
to
out.
assume Mama Grease
No, I already
has
have
like
park-
one
okay,
bench
Corey.
seat.
Corey, I don't know if you know this or not, but I somehow pull off a major event every year.
Mhm.
I have parking for myself in the employee lot
Oh.
outside of the parking garage.
Yeah.
Wow.
For free, Corey.
It's not for free.
Free. It's definitely not for free.
He doesn't tell him there's a trailer
Hey,
though,
y'all
so
wanna know if-
that's
y'all wanna know
$100
a
a
fun
night.
fact about Whiskey Weekend? I think the first whiskey weekend at the Beaumont, the amount of money gross wise that came in for that is the amount that we just dropped on catering alone for batch 4. Yeah, we dropped like
Let's go.
$21,000 on catering.
Yeah. So I'm gonna need you to again not check Will in for having a stroke or a heart attack. So it's fine.
Oh yeah, no, he knows, but no, okay. So there's a couple of things that we talked about that I love that we're doing this year that we're not doing. One is, the Bernheim thing was really awesome. The year before, Buffalo Trace was really awesome. It's just so hard, like it's just, you never know, like, did that person go hard last night? Are they going to miss it? All this other stuff. So I like that we kind of at least brought things in. People can still go out. Obviously you're in the middle of Louisville and you're right there in the middle of so much stuff to do. So the location changing obviously helped with that. But and then another thing that we improved is the meal. Like last year, like we've always done a meal together, and I thought it was really, really awesome. But then last year, it just took so long, and so it just really kind of pulled the life out of the event, because like it wasn't like everybody ate at the same time long. It was like by the time the last table was getting their food, like 3 tables have already just left and gone to get cocktails. So it wasn't like a community experience in that regard. And so we were like, let's just open up the main event space early, 5:30. Let's have a bar up there for people, give everybody, a drink ticket for each night so they can get something free at the bar. But then, if you want something else, you can do it. And then we've got a bluegrass band playing the entire time. So it's going to set like a cool vibe in there. And, yeah, I mean, people can just come in there and hang, and we've got appetizers being passed around. There's going to be food stations as well. And so, it's not enough for everybody to have dinner by any means, but it'll be a good little something just to appease you a little bit. Cool. So, but yeah, I definitely would maybe plan on having a pizza waiting for you back at your room right after the main event before you go to the lounge. So, and I wouldn't take food to the lounge because it'll be like a bunch of coyotes. But yeah, so that is the appetizer thing, opening the event space up early is really cool, just for everybody to be able to hang and stuff. And then we've added a green room this year, and so we've got some special guests, and then some people that bought the backstage passes. They'll get to come back there. We're adding a few things that are just super cool experiences in my book, and stuff that we've learned over the years. There's no rules at our event. Like, there are, but like it's our event. Like we get to do whatever the heck we want to do. Yeah. So if we notice that, that experience wasn't what it should have been, then it's just like, then we just pull it. It's like it's no big thing. It's not like we're locked into anything. And the creative side of me loves that. Now it can make Will a little squirrely sometimes, but I think honestly, like I've done the best job that I've ever done in the past 4 years. Year 1, Will didn't care. But then, as we've been growing and stuff, I just haven't been doing a good job of communicating. And so this year I've just really focused on that. And I think I've done a really good job. And because of that, like literally like 2 months ago, he's like, I feel great about it. I'm like, great. I don't have this done, well, but
that's the one thing that's really impressed me about this whole thing, being from 1 to now, is like even picking a favorite. You can't pick a favorite. It's just like when your favorite whiskey. It's not better. It's just different. And they all have their own personality. They've all had their own very individual, special memories. But that's one thing that's impressed me the most is the way you evolve this to always put something positive and keep the aura, no matter how big it is, you're still getting a very special like you said, adult summer camp. It's very emotional. It's very fun. It's not. It's crazy, but it's not ridiculous. It's not. It's just.
Yeah, and I mean a big part of that is bringing in other channels. Because I mean, it's at the batch 1 and batch 2, it was pretty much like we invited Chad and Sarah to come just to check it out, and we got them a room. I messed up the room situation, but anyway, the next year I let them come the whole time. Regardless, so it was. What was I even talking about? Beaumont Inn. I got distracted with Chad and Sarah there.
I'll jump in
Let's
with
talk
Chad.
about the evolution of each of them.
Oh yeah, no, we just added other channels because the first two it was like just kind of like me and Will. Like if me and Will weren't speaking or doing a tasting or doing anything, like it was just like it was really awesome in those moments, but it was a lot. And so in order to grow that, there's no way that we can just continue to be a part of smaller things. You know what I mean? And so that was the focus. All right, okay, like let's keep the VIP tastings at 20 people like we normally do. And let's divide it up into each channels. And then that way people coming to see like, a channel over another can prioritize that, And so, I mean, you've got the lounge where people can gather in a small space. And what we've done this year is the lounge inside space is right on an exterior door where we're going to have a 20 by 40 tent out there with some heaters and stuff for the cigar smokers or cigarette smokers or whatever you want to smoke out there. So, but in previous years, it was like there was a disconnect, because of that. At Beaumont, there wasn't. It was super, super small. But anyway, I think the lounge this year is really going to harbor like a lot of great conversation because everybody's super, super close.
Yeah. Just to confirm, you said we can smoke whatever we want out there?
I mean,
I'm not familiar with the rules in Kentucky.
It's 2022, man. You're your own man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to smoke Capri 120s, go ahead. I don't care.
Just be free.
I wouldn't smoke those brown Tahoes though. Those things are.
Is it a flannel optional or flannel required for the lounge?
We've talked about it so much in the past of having like themed nights. I know you weren't saying that in that regard, but it just triggered something. And I just maybe one day in the future, but like if there's like a
no, let's make that happen.
No.
Which night?
I'm just thinking we might need a flannel section, much like there's a green room. There should just be like
gotcha.
Section.
You're saying like it's kind of like an unspoken club.
Yeah.
Well, how many people are watching right now? I can't even see.
7.
7?
18.
Okay, so
18.
Jesus, Jason.
18?
Yeah.
18? All right, so plus us 6. That's 24. Okay, so we're going to have like a 24-member flannel panel club out the cigar tent.
Yeah, I would like to see some flannel.
We'll see quite a
I think there'll be
flannels.
quite a bit of flannel.
Yeah.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't necessarily normally, pack flannel, so I'll try.
Well, I mean, we're all making sacrifices.
Yeah. It's true.
I love Troy. I was gonna say back to that. It's Bourbon Night Batch 2. It's Bourbon Night Barn Night was one of my favorite things to watch in the past.
It's Bourbon Barn Night.
Whatever that was. Yeah, it's Bourbon.
Oh
Barn
yeah,
Night.
I mean, you took the Barn Night things that we've been doing for years, and it's Bourbon Night. I mean, that just made complete sense.
Yeah, and you had Dixon up there as well. It was a fun experience as a consumer to see that. That was a good time.
We're involving Dixon this year in a different way, and I'm very excited about it. I don't know who's heard what, but
let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm as bad as keeping secrets as you are, Greeze. So let's just say you don't need to pack a flannel because one may be provided for you.
Oh, okay. I won't. Okay. I won't
right.
pack a flannel then.
Well, hold up before we get off
Actually
this
went out.
topic. Tommy D says, I actually went to look for some flannel the other day and struck out. It's all spring and summer stuff in stores.
Do they not have the
we have a
internet where you
website
live,
for
Tommy
you.
D?
Where do you find flannel
Like,
stuff
where
right
do you
now?
live? That
DixonFlannel.com.
Yeah.
yeah.
We
2
recommend
X's, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
me in 5th grade.
This newest one, I actually it came out and they call it the
Internet.
Yardbird, and it looks like a prison shirt. And I was seriously thinking about buying it and getting some white Vans and some khakis and wearing it to Whiskey Weekend.
I did see that. Old Man Joe, it's not required to wear flannel at Whiskey Weekend Batch 4.
No, it's
it's
not.
not a
Wear
requirement.
shirt.
Oh,
Just
I
the cool
wanted
kids.
Yeah.
for those that are watching that are coming to Whiskey Weekend, there is a UPS store inside the hotel. So if you need to ship stuff back like bottles, you can do that right from the hotel. Not that you're going to do that because that's illegal, but I'm just
Exactly. I am not buying a case of mellow corn and shipping it back to my house.
right.
I don't think anybody should do that.
I don't think that's a good idea at all.
Hey, don't yeah.
Hey,
Ty-
you're coming to Colorado like the weekend after. You can get all
That
the
is
mellow
true.
You
corn
get
you
it there.
want.
Do you really
What
like
Greece?
mellow corn that
I
much?
like mellow corn. I like mellow corn.
I do too.
Of course,
Good
it's kind of
cereal.
one of those. I don't know.
I mean, I use it to let people taste what corn tastes like.
I like corn too. So
It's in the name.
Yeah.
you don't get a body like this without eating a little bit of corn.
Corn fed.
Well,
I love corn.
Well, remember our first VBN that day that to be funny, I was at one of those import stores and I found sweet corn soda and I actually drank it on our first VBN.
Mm.
Dang.
It was a carbonated version.
Wait, were you in Troy's first night the same night?
pretty close? Maybe not the first one, but
I was on the first one. I don't know if Jason. I just remember Bob Little. I don't know who else was on the first one.
I think it
Okay.
was.
Yeah, Bob was on that one.
that was a while ago.
Oh,
That was before my
Barbarita.
time.
Dude, it was a long
Yeah.
time ago, but it was yesterday. That's what's wild.
I think this year we get gold watches for being
I think so.
honorary.
Oh.
Dude, speaking of,
Will says he eats corn to taste what corn tastes like.
Oh, shucks. You
Also
kept it.
effective.
Look at that.
Hey,
Highly
Hey-o.
effective.
yeah, man. Jason. Oh, yeah, heck yeah. It's on my whiskey shelf, like right here.
That's cool. Melissa made those patches for you too.
Oh, the one on the front,
Yeah,
that presented it or whatever.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
like-
That's awesome.
That was thanks to
Yeah.
Melissa.
Yeah, I think Troy was saying that you're supposed to get him a watch. I'm not sure if you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
in the
take that watch,
conversation.
but
yeah.
Yeah.
any watch,
Well,
really.
this
Mind
one, I need a couple of clamps off of it.
Well,
Tease
Well, I
would
might give
not
it a
need a
run.
couple of clamps off of it.
Yeah.
no,
No.
I
It'd
wouldn't
fit
be
him
able to
just
find
fine.
it.
Yeah. All
Mm.
right. Well, we're an hour in. It's been a blast reminiscing and promoting Whiskey Weekend Batch 4. I don't know about you guys, but I think we should do a post Whiskey Weekend. Maybe have the Greeze back on. Maybe throw Will in the mix as well, and they can
yeah.
see
Well,
if they
we
can
can
fill
we
the
can do,
podcast afterwards.
Yeah, and all of us can fill in for the stories that each other don't completely remember correctly.
That's true.
And we can do
Yeah.
like maybe a bottle raffle to save up for one of our bales.
Mellow
Yeah.
corn? Like, what are we
Yeah.
raffling?
Autograph.
No, that's what I love about that's so one of the coolest things before we get off. One of the coolest things that Ian did. No, that was for whiskey. That was for Southern Whiskey Society.
What?
Or did you do it for Whiskey Weekend?
What did I do?
Like after the fact, like you kind of did a walk through like your entire weekend.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
talk about the
Oh,
stories
that was
and
cool.
stuff.
That was after Southern Whiskey Society.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just think that's
Yeah.
super awesome. So that's why I was like telling Ian, I was like, dude, like let's come on after Whiskey Weekend so we can talk about all the crap that went down. Like,
I think that's fantastic.
yeah, because there's going to be so much. Like every year, we just walk
Will
away
is
with
in.
so much content.
Love it.
But
And Will is in, so we'll make that happen. Grease, do you want to throw some promos out for the maybe one person that you don't or that sees us that you don't know? Like, you got the podcast, you also have the new Oak and Thieves stuff. Like, throw some
Oh
stuff
yeah,
out there. And
yeah. We got
people,
a barrel program, oakandthieves.com. Yeah, we got the
That's great.
podcast on all your listening devices. We got them on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Google Play. We're on Apple.
You've
Love
probably seen him to get to us, but that's it. That was the podcast on Instagram. Also, the Real Greeze on Instagram, I believe.
Yep.
And Oak and Thieves is a new barrel program that they're coming out with BS and Bourbon, right? I believe it is. So check all that
Yeah,
out.
so we teamed up with them, and yeah, we're just getting to do some really cool stuff already. We just launched or released a Four Roses OESO. We've got a Russell's 10 coming in May, and then we've got our own private label coming summer of 2022. So really fun
That's
stuff.
awesome. Melissa's saying new merch debut at Whiskey Weekend Batch 4, so that's gonna be awesome. And Tommy D also throwing out there Matt Madness participant / champion. So you're going to be jumping on there in a couple weeks as well, aren't you?
Oh yeah, well that's going to be in April. I'm super pumped about that. I was looking for my belt. Oh, it's over there on the floor. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun. I was like, oh, there's a spot that just opened up. Matt, can I have it? Yes. Okay, cool.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
That'll be awesome.
We'll be rooting for you as always. So the rest of you guys, why don't you throw where you can be found, and we'll close this thing down.
Who's first?
Go get him, Corey.
At CD_Reeves if you're looking for fun photos of whiskey or painting, and live every damn weekday morning at B1047.com, sons of bitches, playing country music and drinking coffee.
And talking about, what was it? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, what was that? Was it this morning?
Or something like that was just pretty weird.
That the most common dream that people Google about is losing their teeth. 4 times more than snakes, that's just weird, man. Like it's not kind of weird. That's weird. Like,
I always
wake up in the morning and Google's, I lost my teeth in my dream. You dream about being underwater?
I breathe underwater in all of my dreams.
Also weird, man. Like, what the shit is going on with people? Like, calm down.
Nat's taking all this into consideration.
Yeah, and if you want to explore your dreams, you can go out on the patio at 2 a.m, and Nat will be sitting there with her clove giving
That's
advice.
true.
So.
That's true.
The doctor is in.
100%.
Mhm.
It gets expensive, but she'll be there.
True story.
Also, I think multiple people have been promoting good news, good booze. So maybe Corey, if we push him enough, he'll throw one of those out soon, because that's always been a fun thing to watch.
Yeah.
He'll
More
have
content.
some material after Whiskey Weekend.
Probably. I think I'm on a streak of making like 5 videos and then none for like a year. So I should probably try it again.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll be fine. It's fine. It'll be fine.
We'll film one in the hotel room.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. Ty, you got a big weekend coming up?
Yeah, well, week. Yeah. So Mind Blown Telluride. We had our first like official podcast listener come to the show this winter, which was so rad.
Cool.
Like that was after you buy ad placement and they pitch it to Girl Scouts, but then someone actually still shows up, it's worth it. So it was super awesome. Got to hang out with people. We're in Telluride, Colorado. We're stopping in hopefully to sign the Nook on our way to North Carolina to do a show, and then come back for Whiskey Weekend next week. So yeah, if you're ever in Colorado, come to Telluride. It's hard to get to, but it's worth it.
Awesome. Jason?
I don't have nearly as much going on. So if you just want to see fancy food pics and whiskey pics, just look at A World in My Glass on Instagram. And
you also have the best schedule coming up for the next 2 weeks, I think.
I got nothing until Whiskey Weekend. So
that means you got everything, all your people.
Exactly.
That's true. All I have to do is I just got to sit and wait until Whiskey Weekend, which is torturous, but hey.
Fair
I'll
enough. And Troy's going to be running the Flannel Panel Streams Instagram page.
Maybe we'll get some pictures on from Whiskey Weekend.
Hey, there we
Bring
go.
your flannel.
Troy's learning Instagram while he's doing it,
Always.
so it's perfect. And I'm just kind of making him do it, which is fun. But check out Flannel Panel Streams on Instagram. If you like this, subscribe. And until next time, stay buttoned up.